Cell in Excel has unique referencing, which is allocation. Referencing are used in formulas to do calculations, and a few functions can be used to continue formulas sideways, upwards, and downwards, like downward, sidewards, and upwards. Excel has two types of referencing, which are relative and absolute. Now, relative referencing is a default referencing in Excel, and it makes the cell reference free. It gives the fill option freedom to continue an order without a restriction, and it is without $sign. An example of relative referencing is when I input A1. This is a relative referencing. While for an absolute referencing, it's a choice we make. It is a command which tells Excel to lock a reference, and it is with a $sign. Now, an example of an absolute referencing is when I input a $sign A1, or when I input it in front of it like this. Now, this is a relative referencing. These are an absolute referencing. Let's go to an example for the day. This is a data set which I have created for you to understand the difference between a relative referencing and an absolute referencing. And we are going to be using the knowledge of the previous episode to learn the difference between both. Now, I want to get the total score, or the total amount of amount 1 and amount 2 from the various food items. Now, from the knowledge from the previous class, we said before we start anything in Excel, an operation or function in Excel, we have to start with an equal to sign. Then the function we are about to use, open a bracket. Now the query is saying we have to input number 1 and number 2. And we are inputting amount 1, comma, amount 2. We'll close the bracket and press enter. It's going to give us our answer. Then for you to get the other answers, you have to come down to the bottom box here and drag down to the last end, and it gives you the answer. Another way to do this is converting this range of value to a table by highlighting the specified cells you want and entering Ctrl+T. Indicates that your table has a heading, and you press OK. Now it's already converted into a table. Now if I do what I did previously, which is equal to sum, open a bracket, my number 1, comma, and D5, which is the second one, and press enter. It's going to calculate everything immediately. This is used when you have a large number of data sets, and this is a relative referencing. In the case where we want to do an absolute referencing, just like companies that want to get the annual salary they give to their workers that has experience for 30 years, let's say we want to calculate amount 2 and F3, which we have indicated here as 30, and we want to make it absolute. Now, if we say equal to sum, open our bracket and say D5, comma, F3, and close a bracket, it's going to give us an answer. But let's check if these answers are correct. We'll go to formula bar and on the ribbon, show formula. And let's check if what we're doing is correct. You see that it is showing us sum D5, which is correct, and F3, which is correct. But the second one is showing sum D6, which is correct, and F4, which is not correct, and giving us a wrong answer. So how do we get an absolute value? So that it's only calculating all the amounts in D under amount 2 and only calculating F3, which we have indicated as 30. We'll come down here in between F3, which is to go back to the formula. Right click on it and it goes back to the same thing. Then we come here and input a $sign, telling it to lock the system, telling it to lock the cell. Just calculate any amount in cell D all through the amount 2 and just pick out F3. When I input that, it gives me my answer. Then when I come back to the formula bar and go back to show formula, you will see it's only collecting the amount and F3, which is 30. I hope you now understand how to use relevant and absolute value. Thank you for watching. Continue to subscribe to our channel, like and comment. See you in my next video. Bye.